Hello and welcome back to Always Off Brand. I am your co-host Summer Jubileer along with Scott Oshman.
Oh, hi, Summer.
And we are down a co-host. Haley Brucker. Haley in the News is out today. She is enjoying a spa day, which she so deserves.
Well, that's what we hear. I mean, that's what she told us. We don't really.
I mean, get that horse hair and chicken coop smell off of her.
Although I did talk to Matt Bradbrucker, her husband, one of the 17 Matts in my life, and he did say that they're going to go somewhere, taking the Friday off. So it's good. We're happy for Haley Brucker in the News. I'm going to be a stand-in on the news. I was listening to different programs, Summer, and every single one of them in the beginning, they remind the listener that we are on the YouTube. That if you want to play, just search Always Off Brand. We're on YouTube, and you should subscribe. Okay. And if you like it, I mean, we say at the end of the show, they do all the stuff you're supposed to do, and we never do it. We never say any of it.
We're just like having fun with our friends. But
I know.
I think part of the reason people won't go to YouTube is because you call it the YouTube. Like, can you not boomer yourself?
Okay. Would you like me to call it that doop? Our next guest, coming on, she's from one of the greatest places of all time, the Bears, Chicago, Illinois. And did you see the Pope, because he's a Chicago guy, he's a big Bears fan. So these people from Chicago went to Rome, and they're standing there, and they made big T-shirts from the old Ditkin, the Bears, the Bear. They made it the Pope, and they gave him a the Pope shirt, and he put it up. Isn't that the coolest Pope ever?
That's really cool. I love it. A Pope for the people.
I've got another personal care story that I just wanted to throw out.
I'm still horrified by your foot pedicure story, which, by the way, listeners, if you haven't heard, Scott told a whole disgusting story about why he gets pedicures, and then gets my husband on the phone the other day.
Oh,
and tries to convince my husband to do it.
I didn't do it very good. He did not. I did not convince him.
I thought maybe he'd go for it. I would love it if we could go together.
It is fantastic. It is just, I can't tell you how. You got to get the right person, apparently. Not you're going, you're rolling. So back to the same trip. So we were in Palm Springs, and the youngest child, Annabelle, and I were walking, and I don't know how this came up. Okay. But let me ask you this. Do you have a schedule of days you put shampoo in your hair?
Wait, your daughters are how old? Like 26, 28?
Yeah.
And you don't know this about women?
See, I knew this was coming.
How are you so obtuse to not recognize that there is a schedule? Yes.
That's a big word. Hey, by the way, your two plants in the back, they're looking fantastic. When's that couch coming?
Babe, it is a whole story about the furniture in this room.
Okay, so do you have a schedule of days that you you put shampoo in your hair?
Yeah.
I was new to this. She all of a sudden we started talking about her schedule, how she formulates her schedule, the thinking behind the schedule.
So yes, you have a schedule. I don't think this is that interesting to most listeners. I'm just going to say, everyone knows this, but what makes me angry is when people don't respect the schedule. So I was on a vacation, and we were on the lake, and I was like, I'm not going to get my hair wet because I'm not washing it today. I just washed it yesterday. If I get it wet at the lake, I'm going to have to wash it. I was doing great. And one of the guys thought it'd be funny to splash me. And I was seeing red. I was like, you motherfucker, you just created 2 hours worth of time that I did not have planned for.
Did you not know this? Does this person not know you?
I was livid. He's lucky it had three cans of wine, so I let it go. But the next day when I saw my hair, I was like, ugh, I have to do something about it.
Okay, see, I don't think dudes know about this. I don't think dudes really know about this, because I'm like, she goes, Dad, I wash my hair every single day.
Dude, Scott, they do know about this. You want to know why?
Why?
My son went to a biking camp last summer, and they always have these teenagers as the camp counselors, right? This guy informed my son he doesn't have to wash his hair every day. So I see my son, he's taking showers. And I'm like, why is his hair so greasy? I can't so finally I'm like, Reese, what shampoo are you using? And he tells me, and I was like, might I just switch it because your hair's getting greasy? He's like, well, I didn't use it today or yesterday or the day before. And I'm like, this is a kid who's wearing helmets. He's riding bikes, playing hockey.
He's
And he's like,
24 hours a
well,
day.
so-and-so said, it's not good for you to wash your hair every day. I was like, oh, dear God, it's starting. Like older kids having influence on your younger kids. And I was like, get your little tush in the shower and scrub that nasty hair of yours. And it's funny to me that kids are now doing this. And I'm like, this is a girl thing. This is not a boy thing. Boys, wash your hair. Girls, it's very different. We have to blow dry. We have to curl. It's very damaging to our hair. Y'all aren't doing anything to your hair.
We woke up like this.
Flawless. You sure did.
So I have been a daily shower. Excuse me. I get all the clumps when I talk about this. Anyway, we're going to land this plane because we have a great guest on, and she's probably just riveted at this point.
Yeah, when I asked if Scott had a good story, I wasn't thinking it was this.
Seriously? I haven't gotten to the punchline. The punchline is I wash my hair all the time, but yet when I don't wash or whatever, we were on vacation, right? And I'm just like chilling by the pool or whatever. And the wife, Erin, and the girl's like, God, Dad, your hair looks so much better, when you don't wash it. And I'm like, I wash it. I can't wash it. It gets greasy. Blah, blah. So on this thing, I said, you know what? I will test your theory. I will test this out. And so now I too have a schedule. How's my hair look? Fantastic.
I mean, it looks the same from my point of view, but as long as you're happy, I'm happy.
Okay.
Well, that was the punchline, is that you're now trying this.
Now
thing?
I'm not an everyday hair washer. This is I'm 56 years old next week, and this is a new schedule for me.
So the thing I'll say is I don't do it for the health of my hair. I do it out of pure laziness. Or actually not being lazy. Like it's so much work.
Well, okay. I'm trying to think of a transition to our guest off that.
Well, let's find out how often she washes her hair. Here we go.
All right, let's start the music. Bring her to the YouTube stage, bring her to YouTube stage, to the tube stage. Ladies and gentlemen, she's from Chicago. This tune should ring true to her. Michael Jordan, big time. Okay, she is from Chicago, but she hails from Purdue University, okay? She's got a big fancy title, Vice President Commerce Media at Profitero Plus. The one and only. We were on a webinar, and I'm like, this woman is super smart, super funny, and we got to have her on. Caroline Ballard to the Always On Brand stage.
Welcome. So how often do you wash your hair?
Thank you. Just about every day. I hope my hair game's looking all right today.
Now she's self-conscious. Look what you did, Scott.
I'm so sorry. Now I feel bad. Should I cut the entire story?
Possibly.
No, it's good. The hair care routine is real. It's a thing. We spend a lot of time considering all that. So
I went into the woman who cuts my hair for 15 years, 20 years, and I said, you're not going to be blown away by this. I'm on the whole don't wash your hair every day. And she's like, oh my God. I go, how's my hair look? She goes, fabulous. I'm like, I haven't washed it in 4 days. She's like, oh my God, do I wash the hair? What do I do? Now it's a whole thing. And the other thing is I don't put schmutz in my hair. I used to put schmutz in, and I don't like the schmutz, and I put the schmutz in my hair, and I don't put
Why'd you do it if you didn't like it?
I don't know. I thought you should. I thought I liked it better. Yeah. Anyway, Caroline, welcome to Hair Talk.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Hair looks fabulous, by the way. What's the weather like in Chicago? Is it humid as heck?
It is. I attempted to go for a jog this morning, and it felt like, when you do like a hot yoga session, it
he does
like
not
outside.
But yeah,
I do. I've done hot yoga before.
Yeah, it's about 98 and 90% humidity out right now, so it's just lovely Midwestern summer temps right now.
Oh gosh, are you going ahead, Summer?
I was waiting for you to go.
Let's transition into what you do, how you do it, the retail, the blending of retail media and the digital shelf. What's going on, Caroline? Where are we? Where do we need to be? You said that you know Chris McDermott, a great friend of the show, been on the program. You guys discuss the needs of the world and that you guys need to shout out on this topic.
That's right. Yeah. Chris and I are on a mission to help educate media folks about digital shelf and digital shelf about media. So we could talk about that all day long here today. And of course, I know you fanboy for Mike Black, and I love that I have the honor and privilege to work with Mike Black.
My God. Yes, that became I thought it was funny. Nobody else is quite.
He's the best. I get it.
So, okay, where are we then in Profitero Plus? And you work with big CPGs and everything else. So what is the digital shelf in media? What does that explain that?
Yeah, so let's break it up into two pieces. So first we have digital shelf. If you are, let's just say you're physically going to a Target store and you're looking down the aisle and you're looking in the chips aisle. You have the physical shelf that shows you all the chips that you can buy. If you are on Target.com and you go looking for chips, you're going to see a category or search results page that will show you all the chips you can buy. That is the digital shelf. So what Profitero Plus has is they will collect the data from all of the Targets, all the Walmarts, et cetera, to understand, can someone buy your product? Is it even in stock? And what is the price compared to your competitors?
Yeah.
So these are just two examples to oversimplify the digital shelf, but hopefully helps ground folks that aren't as familiar.
Yeah. Okay. And then we got to tie in the old advertising.
That's right. So media, I guess a fancy word for advertising. The media world is where you are promoting products, for the brand, either if you work for a brand or you work for an agency, and you are promoting one or many brands in your creative. Well, the missing link there is, yes, you can target audiences and you can advertise any product in the world, but would you advertise a product that someone can't buy? Well, in media, a lot of times there's advertising that you can't control the product that people see.
I cannot scream this enough to clothing and apparel brands.
Yeah.
The amount of ads I get where I'm like, ooh, like that dress is cute. And I click on it and it's either A, out of stock, or B, it's either available in a size 2 or a size like 24. And you're like, is there any inventory close? Nope. And I'm like, why don't they know this? Why isn't there some alert that's telling them like, pull this ad back when we're down to 2 out of the 12 sizes we have available or something? But this drives me crazy. And then on the, like, if I go and put on my advertising cap, I'm like, the money they are wasting on this. It's insane.
Yes, that's right. And you would think in 2025, all of those digital shelf signals like availability or price, or even your ratings and reviews, that would all be integrated with your media buying, but they're not. They're siloed and they're different systems that don't talk to each other. So
this is wild to me, Caroline, because I started my e-commerce career 12 plus years ago, and I worked at a software company that would tell you inventory and review. It would tell you all of this, but none of it translated. And so here we are still 12, 13 years later. What can we do?
So now luckily there is technology that's integrating these silos. And I think the best way to bring them together is through technology. It's a bit of a forcing function because we can talk about it all day long, but what's really hard for someone on the media agency side or media brand team is you don't have time to go into your digital shelf platform, see if your product is on promotion, then go into your ad platform, change your bids, do that for 1,000 SKUs, and then go back and do it all again the next day. That's just not possible. So you need a technology that.
Oh, sorry. That was it. I didn't mean to hit that button right then.
I was like, that's the hallelujah. You're doing hallelujah on that one. That's supposed to be a solving hallelujah.
I was waiting for the buildup. I was waiting for the Caroline. I was waiting for the big solution, the big reveal. And then I was.
Well, now you kind of ruined her big reveal.
I did. God, I'm telling you this one. The hair, now this. I mean, God, she's never going to come back.
I was getting DePope vibes from all that. So that was perfect.
Pope. Okay. So yes, they're siloed and everything else. Continue. I apologize.
I lost my train of thought there. So we bring the technology in, and that is what enables someone who doesn't have time and isn't going to go from system to system. They can literally just buy their advertising and create these automations that say, if my competitor is out of stock, then do something, or if I am price favorable, do something else. And then you can run these every single day. You can run them across any type of programmatic or search campaign you're doing. So you actually are addressing a lot of that media waste that you were talking about, Summer.
Yeah, I love it. And is there any data that's showing just like what brands are saving when they do this?
Yeah, absolutely. So one thing that comes up a lot is if I'm advertising in search and my product is out of stock, the retailers are usually going to pause that product. So why does this matter? And the biggest piece to think about is it is about your brand and your relativity to the competitors, but collecting and understanding how your competitor set is behaving in your category is the part you can capitalize on. So the metrics that you're going to be able to perform better on are things like new to brand. So someone who hasn't purchased your product in the last year, if I'm, the rules I was talking about, if someone's sets up a rule that says, if my competitor is out of stock, then I actually want to turn on my conquesting campaign. And anytime someone searches for them, show my ad instead. Right. Then I, as the shopper, will go in, I'm going to look for the competitor's product. Oh, wait, I can't buy it. Now what? I'm going to look for something else. I'm going to do the product substitution effect. I might be looking at another competitor. I might be looking at private label. I want to make sure someone finds my product and purchases mine. And so by using that predictive technology, you're able to allocate your budget a little bit better, more prescriptive and precise, so that you can drive that new to brand purchaser. And then they try your product, they love it, and they become a repeat purchaser and they fall into another funnel.
Summer loves new to brand.
That's where you
It's
hit the hallelujah button.
Oh, okay. Thank you. God. Thank you. Director on the show, Summer Jubileer. So what you're saying basically is we need to have dynamic promotion, like media and shelf. We need to be able to really kind of close the loop, so to speak, right? On what we're serving and what we can buy, and make sure that that's seamless, which it sounds easy, but this is a lot of work, right, Caroline?
Yeah, absolutely. So backpacks is a good example. I think seasonality in general is a good example. When you have seasonal sellout, let's say for Halloween, there's shelves and shelves of Halloween candy, and then by November 1st, everything's 70% off. Yes. Wouldn't it be great if you could say, I want to make sure that everybody is that my brand is advertising all of those seasonal products to push out that inventory as fast as possible so that I can replenish for the next holiday. That's now possible because you can decide which inventory, and then as your product is out of stock, great, we can flip a switch automatically and promote the right product.
And then also the bids and the serving, and right, all the programmatic, all the machines out there, right? They're automatically getting these signals, so they know, like we talked about before. So there's no spend waste and all these other things. Also, there's a traffic. The seasonality is fascinating because this is real. I believe this is super hard for a lot of the machines and a lot of the bots. I mean, we talk a lot about Amazon here. Amazon's terrible with seasonal, high intensity seasonal products. They're just not, the systems aren't built well for it. Is that fair?
I think what I hear most is around, yes. And what I hear most is probably around like the 3P seller piece and balancing your own products versus a third-party seller, maybe undercutting you with a lower price for selling out something else. That has certainly come up quite a bit. And a good example too would be, if I have an unauthorized third-party seller, I think that's certainly a pain point for a lot of CPGs as well. It's something they can't really control. And it obviously has impacts on the customer, which then also impacts your ratings and reviews. So I can give an example there. If I'm the shopper looking to buy something, I probably don't know what the buy box is. I don't know when I'm going to Amazon, right, I'm buying from Amazon or I'm buying from, Ballard's Bargain Basements. So that's where I think it's important to make sure that there needs to be education and awareness around that piece too, right? Like what if there was an expired product that fell off of a truck and someone goes and sells that for 99 cents instead of the $3 price point? A lot of consumers are going to get that product, find out it's expired, write a bad review, give it poor ratings, and then all of a sudden you have a crisis on your hand as a brand who's trying to figure out what just happened. How do I even get ahead of that?
That's an interesting point, because in CPG land, I mean, the web of distribution, the points of purchase, and you're talking 100,000 doors possibly or more, right? Then you have the digital side. Then you have the traditional distributor model, right? How they get the product to all those stores. This causes a lot of different complexities and havoc, right? I mean, this is why it's so hard.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely not easy. If it were, we would have figured this out decades ago.
But that's what you're thinking about, right? That's what you're trying to go look at, and you're trying to help brands and try to sort this out, right? Using the technology you have, using the different partners and all the different data you have to go, where's my money? This is the big thing, where's my money going? And do I have inventory? I always ask that. It's like, that's great. Let's do this big thing. Let's spend a bunch of money. Can we service the business? Meaning, do we have enough product in enough places to actually make a meal out of this?
That's right. And actually, so thinking about innovation and where we go next, I think when you run a search campaign, you can only run nationally. When you run programmatic campaigns, you can actually, you're running a national campaign, but you can actually apply technology like this to change your bids at like the zip code level. And so that is where things like custom algorithms come into play. So I can take in all these digital shelf ideas, all the signals, right, from price, availability, even if I wanted to include ratings or even weather, like let's see what pollen count is looking like. Then what I could understand is if there is some area of the US, for example, where pollen count is really high and I sell an allergy medicine, let's advertise there. Let's wait where there is no pollen count until it starts to increase and get higher. Then when I'm in and I have availability and the pollen count is high, I know people are going to go buy a product. Let's make sure they buy mine. So it's the ability to really use your budget a lot more wisely instead of just spending more. Let's take what we have and allocate it correctly.
Why do you think so many brands aren't already doing this? I just like the example I gave earlier. I still see this issue. What do you think the barrier is for some brands?
I think it's such a new concept. One, combining digital shelf and media is a new concept. Two, custom bid algorithms. What is that? That's another piece of education, right? Like these are all things that I spend a lot of time more like philosophically educating brands or agencies or, all of us collectively so that we can understand how it all works, what we have available to us, because a lot of it is you just don't know what you don't know. And
okay,
so
that's a perfect place. We're going to take a very quick break. But when we come back, I had an idea. What if, because the show since 2021, we've had a faux brand called Summer Hats. And I think it'd be fun if you basically were meeting with us and trying to explain to us and teach us what this is, the retail digital, exactly what you laid out, the problem, the root core problem. Maybe you can teach Summer and I of Summer Hats, because we're big. Nobody knows how big we are, but we're big, and we're
selling hats in Alaska. Damn it,
we are, and it's summer, so it's our season. I'm just saying, not saying. We'll be back right after this. Caroline Ballard to educate. I can't wait to learn more right after this.
Hi, I am Scott Wingo, serial entrepreneur. Current company is called refibuy.ai. And then I also do a lot of podcasting. You may know me for the Jason and Scott Show, and then also Retail Gentic. Welcome to the Always Off-Brand podcast.
Okay, we're back. Caroline Ballard here. Okay, so the faux brand of the show is Summer's Hats. Big, make beautiful hats, high end. We launched Sunblock several years ago. That's finally going. And so let's just pretend for a second, Caroline, that, and of course, Summer is the CEO, president, vice president, CMO. I'm just I just hang out. I'm just
your logistics.
Yeah. Am I? No,
Yeah.
You don't want me on that. I'm just there for comedic relief, maybe. I don't know. But could you pretend that we're sitting, you're on a call, you come to the office, and you are trying to basically give us the advice and the consult that you do every day of like why we need to change, how we do it, and what's important.
Yeah. All right. So let's say that you're selling, or you're looking for your plan for next year, for 2026, and you're trying to figure out, how am I going to get some new brand buyers for next year with summer hats? So what we would do is we would think about what is going on with the hat category, or the luxury hat category. Who are the players there? And we can look at the historical insight on, when do promotions typically hit? When are there downtimes? Are there any sort of inventory issues? And then do we anticipate anything like that to happen for next year? So then you're able to build a bit of a plan that would say, okay, I'm going to create almost like an insurance plan by using digital shelf in my advertising. And I will say, if I am out of stock for my best selling, my hero ASIN of this one summer hat, then don't advertise that. Instead, advertise this other product that is an up and coming, or maybe a new seasonal hat. So those are some ways that you could think about automating that. Another thing that you could look at is around promotion. So if you have a promotion, but your competitor does not, then you might actually want to participate more in someone searching for luxury hats. You might be saying, I'm willing to pay more to be in a top position on Amazon, so that someone searching for luxury hats will see my product, and they will see that my product is actually cheaper than my direct competitors. Those are the types of things that would happen on a daily basis across all of your products, even the SPF ones. And then that might uncover some new opportunities too, even in, like, let's say winter, when people still need hats, or maybe for skiing, could uncover some new opportunities there of, when you're skiing, you need to wear SPF too, right? We need to protect our faces all year long. So maybe there could be some cool opportunities there on your programmatic buying. So I can give an example there too, if you would like.
Yeah, I would love that, especially
Okay.
and can you quickly just, or briefly share, what is programmatic?
Yes, programmatic. Let's throw another acronym in here. DSP is another one people might have heard of. That is your offsite buying. So you can buy on Amazon.com. If you're doing a search and you see a search result, and the search result said sponsored, that is a paid search ad.
Oh, can you scream that at everyone at my company? Because I'm like, stop clicking on my ads.
Yeah, it does. It can drain your budget. The other side of it is offsite. So if I'm reading an article on, I don't know, New York Times, and I see an ad for summer's hats, that ad will then say, go to Amazon to find this hat, and it will have an image of your hat. Because that does not live on an Amazon property, it lives on NewYorkTimes.com. That is an offsite ad. If you click on that ad, it takes you to Amazon. It'll take you to the product detail page or a category page, that then you are on Amazon.com once you click on it.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah. And you know what? Summer hats, that's a great place. I think New York Times, they do gorgeous video ads and still creatives. That's a good idea for summer hats.
Yes. Yeah. Go put it on page 6 when you have some Real Housewives wearing your hat,
Yes.
and then you can advertise for it.
You're in her wheelhouse right now.
All right. So if we are looking to expand, how do we start thinking about, you said earlier when we were chatting, the silos in technology. How do we prevent that from happening as we move forward?
Yeah, good question. So there's a couple of silos happening around this world, but a big one that I continue to see, and that we hear from agencies and clients, is the content and the media silos. The content and media teams are not the same. Sometimes they might be a different agency or an in-house team. They probably don't sit in the same location.
Right.
And they also speak different languages. And so it's really hard to understand where each other is coming from when they have different worlds. So a big thing that you can connect here is by using ratings and reviews is kind of the first way that I've found as a good way to translate content into media, and vice versa.
Ooh, I like that's a juicy nugget right there. That right there, I love that.
So I'll give an example on that is if I'm able to see my digital shelf data in my advertising, I'm going to send you the ratings and reviews data, as in like what is your star rating and how many reviews do you have? And then I can look at that data over time, again, something like my conversion rate. So if I'm looking at a specific ASIN to say, how is my hero ASIN of this hat converted over the last 30 days? If the conversion rate starts to decline, I am going to go into panic mode. I'm going to figure out what is wrong with this product. Is it me? Is it my media? Like what is happening?
Oh, you just hit a nerve for me. For one particular client. Oh my God.
There's a lot of anxiety that I have built into around like when you have to report to someone and you don't know the answer of why it happened because none of the information in front of you will tell it. Ugh. Sometimes it literally can be because of a product having a poor rating. Maybe there was an issue in the delivery and the products, an entire dozen products were hats that got flattened. And so that will cause some negative reviews.
Yeah.
The media teams won't see that unless they are able to put that content data into their advertising platform. And if they have that available, then they can instantly identify the conversion rate might be because my ratings has declined.
Right.
They can find that out faster. They're going to realize it within a couple of days instead of weeks or months or quarters even. And then they can talk to each other to figure out it's not a blame game. This might be one of 5 reasons, but it's just a way to think about how do we open the door to understand, is this happening because the ratings have declined? And if they have declined, why? And then the content team can go in and figure out what the answer is. They can fix it or talk to the operations team or whoever it might be, fix the issue, and then boom, your paid media is off and running again.
Carolyn, you may not know this, but one thing I don't think people recognize enough is how much your conversion rate can drop when you go from like 4.3 to 4 to 3.7. Do you have any data or have any stats on like what happens to your conversion rate as your star rating goes down or up?
Yes, absolutely. So it's significant. I wish I had the exact number. I know we have it on a Profitero Plus report, and I wish I could remember the exact number. But there is definitely a clear stat where if you go down one half or one full star rating, there is a significant, like, let's say I'm making it up, but like 20% increase or decrease in sales depending on which way you go up and down. So it's very important to think about the value of your star ratings. And then also how many reviews you have as well. I know there's minimums required to advertise on Amazon. So even looking at a review, if the star rating changes, is it because you have 20 reviews or 2,000 reviews? Like we need to make sure we're not pausing everything over 2 bad reviews. We're thinking critically about what is happening behind the reason and then addressing it.
I remember I heard a stat that said it takes, for every 1 star review you get, it takes 25 stars reviews to offset the damage that 1 star did, which is obviously makes a difference if you have 20,000 reviews versus 200 reviews. But go ahead.
Go ahead.
It's just fascinating how easily that can have an impact on your ads. And one of the things I don't know how many people know this, but with Amazon, when you like for Prime Day, if you have below a 4-star review, they won't let you put it on deal. And so you're kind of stuck in this awful silo. And so working with your content team, improving, maybe people are like, I didn't know I had to take 3 servings, or I didn't know I had to remove the packaging before using whatever, and updating tiles and trying to educate the consumer to improve that star rating.
And you know what else people might not realize, Summer?
What, Scott?
Is that, welcome to Review Talk, is that on Amazon, the reviews are global. And this is good. It can be great and it can be bad because if it's a parent ASIN and you have all these little variants, all these color sizes, all kinds of different stuff. It's the parent ASIN. That global review is all the Amazon markets across the world. And so that makes it sometimes great when you have a new product and you want to pop that, put that, you want to adopt that into family, but it's also can be concerning. And the biggest question is, I got a negative review. How do I review it? How do I get rid of it? Well,
call Shane Barker.
Call Shane Barker, Trace Views. Yes. But sometimes it's better to just calm down, just let it, it's going to be okay, because it's going to sink down. You just, as the reviews accumulate. But now the platform is so mature. Caroline, I don't know what your viewpoint is. I'm like numb to the 1,000, 5,000, bazillion. It's like so many reviews. It's like I'm numb to it. Am I just a clown?
No, you're right. It's, I mean, what does it mean when you have 200 reviews next to 20,000 reviews? There's a whole psychology around that as well. And I think that's where the value of the content comes in. Is sure, I can see what other people have said, but let me decide for myself. And so when I look at the product detail page, or I look at what the brand page has to say, that's where there's a ton of value in understanding. Do they understand? Does the brand understand me? Do they get what I need? Are they understanding that they need to tell me to, take the packaging out, take the product out of the packaging before use? There's a lot of things that you can learn from the reviews to put into your content. And I think what I'm hearing is another valuable juicy nugget would be, just like with media, you cannot set it and forget it. It's important to think about. Thank you. It's important to think about.
She's waiting for the bell. I love it.
Come on.
I was like,
another one? Okay, I got them all day. Any other requests? Welcome to the request line.
I think there's so much noise. There's so many things, so many priorities. And even if we come with 5 things to do today, our list will be 15 by the time the day is over. So you got to keep your finger on the pulse and making sure that you're evolving over time.
Your earlier thing about internal, and this is a constant, and under, these huge organizations, and like I said, the content team with the media team, and understanding that. We have Reese in delivering breakfast. It's so sweet.
Wow.
That's fantastic. Okay.
Oh my God, my little chef.
He is a little chef. That's fantastic. Make sure it's gluten-free.
He forgot the syrup.
Oh, well, he's new. My point is, Caroline, you said you listened to the last episode, Scott Wingo, who just blew our mind as far as just really breaking down and, for me, simplifying how this whole AI, LLMs, and all this stuff is going to happen in e-commerce, right? But what I'm imagining is the power of that technology, because of the context, because of the broader scope, is this could help the internal teams, what you're just saying, right? The problem is the content doesn't know what the review, and the media doesn't know. So we should be able to put AI tools in there and actually help that be more consistent and holistic, and everybody's looking at the same visibility of the same information. Am I just dreaming?
It certainly helps us work faster and work smarter, because you're able to synthesize all that information and have technology give you that answer. The one thing I keep noticing is it's one answer. So you still are getting AI to capture all the information, but give you a focus group of one response. So while I would trust that data is going to be stronger than reading one person's review, there's the human element that we can't forget about, that yes, we should use AI, get the information faster, understand what it is, and then take the human element to pull out the insights and the what's next and get there faster.
Yeah, but that's what I was thinking about when you were talking about setting up these rules, because I remember when I was first starting out and I was using tools like this, you can get overwhelmed with the amount of rules you set up. And one rule might accidentally rule out another rule or trump another rule. And so I feel like with AI, if you set up, you can create these rules, and you can actually have like a partner helping you with this to make sure you don't forget a rule, or one rule doesn't cancel out another.
That's right. So Profitero Plus is part of like an open ecosystem of partners, if you will. So we work with PackView and with Sky, for example, to integrate our data into their systems.
Those are huge commerce platforms, by the way.
That's right. They are
PackView.
You know what
most people are like, what is Sky? Like the Sky?
Yeah, Sky used to be, what did it used to be?
Kenshu,
that's right.
That's right.
Hold for sound effect.
Damn.
Okay, there you go. Okay, so your stuff is integrated in there. See, that makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, so let me explain in 30 seconds what those platforms are. If I'm running Amazon and Walmart and Target and Kroger search campaigns, that's a lot to manage in 4 different platforms that do not talk to one another. But I can take all of those search platforms and put them into Sky or into PackView, and then I have one place to work. And I can create rules where the rules will integrate things like maximize my new to brand sales, and do that by looking at my media performance and my digital shelf availability or price.
Oh my gosh, love it.
That's invaluable. And that's what helps you scale and generate those incremental buyers over time.
See, that was good. I can close my eye. The AI thing and the conversational and just the context, the authority, right? Nuance. What we have now is we have if-then. We have computers and we have bots, right, that have rules. So what I'm hoping is that we can add a little bit more nuance. I'm a huge, I'm on team human here, because I think to control all these interactions and make sure the data is coming from the right place, because that's one of the challenges with a new big technology is it goes crazy and it doesn't know what not to go grab and what not to go look at. So we have to have the human brain included. But I think the personalization and understanding the geo-targeting, all the different stuff we've talked about with Summer Hats, and why 26 is going to be our best year ever.
Sure is. Record-breaking sales.
We got to talk about sunblock line. I mean, it's struggling. Let's just be honest.
Well, now I want winter hats.
But you guys are thinking about these things and trying to constantly move the puck forward. Shout out Hockey Mom.
Go to where the puck is going.
That's right.
But I mean, so this is what you're constantly talking to the clients and even the agencies and everybody, right? We're trying to break down the silos equal sadness, and we're trying to get everybody in the room. Carolyn, right?
That's right. And we're finding ways to translate so that they can all understand each other's languages and they can all create basically empathy for one another, because you can figure out what are their motivations, what are their challenges. And guess what? It turns out we have a lot of the same motivations and challenges. We just see them from different angles.
So Carolyn, where do you think this is? Where do you see the future of CPG going? We've talked like this all sounds incredible, and we're in the here and now, but where do you think this is leading us towards?
So I think the continued growth of online sales is huge, but I also wouldn't discount the fact that the majority of CPG sales still happen in store. So the influence that digital media has on someone buying a product in store is massive. And that is the part I think that will only continue to grow more. I would say, I think there was a digitally influenced shopper report that Profitero Plus put out a couple months ago. And the pie chart that I loved most out of all of that showed that 64% of sales are digitally influenced, which was significantly more than
that makes total sense. As a consumer, as someone who's easily influenced to buy something, if you've seen it and you're in store, you have that brand recognition and you're like, oh yeah, I want to try this out.
That's right. And the other piece though is there's so much volatility when you're a CPG. There's commodities, there's tariffs, there's all sorts of external factors that impact whether or not you have enough budget to run your advertising. And that can also, throw a wrench into your plans where you had planned to run however many dollars, and then it gets cut in half. And so the other piece to think about is, how do we ensure that I think those who will continue to win in market share and grow over time will have that healthy balance of keeping up with their content, integrating the content and media teams, and then having a consistent, healthy budget for media. And like I said earlier, not just growing it more because someone tells you to spend more. How do we use that more wisely by finding consumers when they're looking for our product and when they can actually purchase it?
All right. You can find Carolyn on LinkedIn, on the Linky. She's doing webinars. She's obviously part of the Chris Perry, the first mover ecosystem, which is fantastic. That's where I got the pleasure of meeting her. Thanks for coming out. We're going to take a quick break, and I just have one news story, which I think you would have. I'm interested, Carolyn, in your perspective on this this news story that came out this week. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
I'm Russ Derringer, CEO and founder of Stratably. You're listening to Always Off Brand.
Well, that's all been fun and games, but it's that time, the time America has been waiting for. It's time for the news.
And Haley Brucker in the news is out today. So I thought this was fascinating when I saw this earlier in the week. Is Target is going to stop price matching. Apparently, effective July 28th. This is coming out. This is already done. Yes. So we're always working to deliver consumer outstanding value and give them confidence to choose Target with our everyday low prices, affordable and quality focused owned brands.
Hold up. You're saying Target? Because I've never heard Target say they have everyday low prices. I've heard Walmart say that.
So right now, it's current policy that Target matches the prices. So this is what we all live in, this like swirl of price matching in the race to the bottom. This has gone on forever, right? So are they saying like, hey, we're going to stop it because we're tired of getting sucked into the race to the bottom?
Maybe they're realizing that it actually doesn't have as big of an impact as they're making it out to be, and they're probably losing more money than they're actually gaining.
Yeah, Caroline, do you think this is going to start something where all of a sudden maybe we live in this world where the scrapers and spiders out in the internet is not just constantly matching?
Yeah, I think it certainly throws a wrench into that. I guess I can see both sides. On one hand, I am never a fan of a race to the bottom because I feel like no one wins in that case. On the other hand, as a shopper, it makes me think about, as consumers, especially in the US right now, we're very motivated for the lowest price. Like that is a pure decision maker of what product to buy. So there's probably going to be a lot more of research again on like, if I'm going to buy this product, is it cheaper at the Walmart I might shop at, or at Target, or anywhere else? And so I'm thinking that will probably result in some additional research and shifts in cart sales too.
Yeah, but I'm looking at it and it's like Scott, it looks like it's only in store. So it's saying consumers could provide proof of a lower price within 14 days of their purchase.
Yeah.
And they would then match it or refund them. And customers will only be able to request a price match for products sold at either Target or Target.com. So I guess like if Target goes on sale, which Nordstrom does this too, like if they go on sale after you've purchased it, you can get a refund. But are they going to be price matching? It's not saying.
Well, this is the quote. This is from Retail Dive. The company said it's found that shoppers, quote, overwhelmingly price match Target and not other retailers. What?
Who skewed that report? I'm reading another article about it, and it says, according to a survey by Profitero, across 13,000 items, Target averages 13% more expensive than Amazon across thousands of items. And packaged foods in particular, as well as beauty and personal care products, Target averaged 21% higher.
See, there you go.
And then it's also saying that Rich Hollander thinks it's a huge mistake.
Who's Rich Hollander?
He's apparently a retail expert.
Oh.
No idea. But it's interesting. They're doing this at a time where they're really struggling with sales. What I'm not hearing them say is that they're not going to be price matching online.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's see how this works out.
So let's see what happens July 28th. I'll be paying attention.
If there was like a whole, now Europe's trying to do this actually. Europe has got the commission with European brands and they're hammering on Amazon and various marketplaces. They're trying to level the playing field here on the price thing. So I just don't see a world in the capitalistic where we actually, everyone comes together and goes, you know what, guys, let's just stop price matching. I just don't see that happening because the retailer at the end of the day, if they're overstocked, they got to move the product. They got to get rid of it.
Yeah. But if not Amazon, say if Walmart's overstocked in kids' scooters, sure, go on sale, but Amazon doesn't have to freaking match it,
Right.
which is what kills me because they're not overstocked on scooters.
I know.
I don't know. It's frustrating, but this is interesting and I will be paying attention.
All right.
Good story, Scott.
Wow. Thank you very much. Carolyn, thanks for sticking around for the news. We'll be back with a very quick wrap up. Summer and I, and Summer's favorite. You know what? It's starting to become my favorite too. We'll be back with a wrap up right after this.
This is Tom Logan, co-founder and CEO here at Coley, and you're listening to Always Off Brand.
Scott, when you take our People Matter mantra, you take it and you run with it because you found an amazing woman to bring onto this show and just give us the breakdown of the minimum basics that you should be doing when you're running your ads.
Yeah, and I love just the little behind the curtain of what they're trying to solve in these huge, large, massive brands that we all know and buy every day, of what they're dealing with and how they're trying to approach it and attack it, of the content and the ads. She's right. I don't hear much. I mean, I hear on the LinkedIn, if you're in the circle, right, in the Nerdville, this is a big thing and you're talking about it, but I don't think we talk enough about how that data needs to be combined and how you got to think about your media team and your content.
You
I think you deal with this all the time. I mean,
I do, but it does get overwhelming. And like she mentioned, when you're managing thousands of SKUs, it's like, where does it stop? So automation is key. And I really think AI is also going to support a ton of this, because I remember back in the day creating all these rules and you forget what rules you created, or maybe one rule is no longer valid. And it's hard to remember to go back and make changes.
You can have all the tech in the world. And I think that hopefully, like you said, AI will kind of bridge the gap here with some nuances and make it easier. But you just got to pay attention. At the end of the day, whoever's paying attention wins.
Yeah, 100%. And why do they win? Why do they win?
Because it takes people. People are the key to everything because people matter, Summer.
That's right. And you're listening to Always
Off
Brand. Please like, please subscribe, please watch on the YouTube.
So now you're calling it the YouTube?
God, no. It's a
what
joke.
Do you call it? You just call it YouTube? The tube?
No, did you ever watch that Facebook movie? Like how Facebook got made and they were calling it the Facebook, and Zuckerberg was like, it's not the Facebook, it's Facebook.
All right. Enjoy your pancakes. Everybody have a great day. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey there, this is Haley from Quickfire, and they want me to read this so you know what this podcast is part of and how to find out more if you want. Always Off Brand is a production of Quickfire LLC and a part of the Learn and Laugh series on the Quickfire Podcast Network. For more information, go to quickfirenow.com. Have a good one, and thanks for listening.